Hey there, Paola of PaolaPonce.com, and today I just wanted to jump in here and show you 3 different ways to create a tortoise pattern nail art design using, of course, soft gel only and specifically soft potted gel. So today I'm going to be using a few brands including Vetro, Ageha, and Kokoist with the inclusion of the new Nail Thoughts and Kokoist collaboration kit for the tortoise design. So let's get started. So the first technique I'm going to show you is going to be using the Vetro brand, and for that you're going to need color 260 and 261. I like to start off with a thin color of 260 first. So I'm going to take 261, the jewel umber, and you're just going to dab it. Now you don't want these to be very circular because you don't want it to look like an animal print. You want them to be a little bit sharp edge. So whatever you decide on, just as long as it has some point to it, would be great. And you do want to take a generous amount because if you notice, it can thin out and then leave imprints that are not very pleasant or that do not accentuate the design. So then I'm going to take Vetro's VL99, which is their Boss Black, which is a very, very black, probably like the blackest black you can get. And that is in the Vetro collection. The same thing, you don't want to be too thick because it will not cure, but you also don't want to be thin. Now with this Vetro brand tortoise design, I'm actually just doing the oval brush. Perhaps I should have gotten a little bit of my liner brush, but I didn't want it to look too circular, so I went ahead and opted for the oval brush. Now I'm going to take the jewel umber color again, so number 261, and I'm going to dab it on top of this black. Alright, so now I'm going to fully cure this nail and apply afterwards another layer of 260, which is that jewel topaz, which is that yellowy color. And then I'm going to just accentuate a little bit with a little bit more black. You can take a little bit more of the jewel umber if you so wish. Just pat it on there and create more layers. And then you'll want to self-level this nail with either 2 coats of top coat, so like a wiping top coat which has a little bit more thickness to it, or you want to use a thin coated base to self-level all of the grooves. And that is the Vetro version. Now I'm super excited about the second version, which is the Nail Thoughts new color tortoiseshell number 12. It's the new kit in collaboration again with Kokoist. So Nail Thoughts is their bottled brand, and then Kokoist is obviously the potted gel brand. So they came out with number 12, and this color was specifically formulated by Katie Masters at Nail Thoughts, and she went back and forth with this color. She wanted to make sure it's the right one, and then she just paired it all up for us has in a nice kit with other Kokoist products, including her smoosh brush. And now we're going to give this a go. So this one's a little bit more orangey. I usually like a little more yellowy. So I've actually never done a tortoise design with more of an orangey base. So I was super excited because apparently everyone else does it this way. And I kind of grew up and been used to the yellow pattern. So I'm just going to do a thin coat of number 12. Then I'm going to take that glass brown and dab it on here. Again, just using all Kokoist products here. In the prior design, we used all Vetro products, including our brush. So in this one, we're using Katie Masters smoosh brush to smoosh this pattern away. And then again, I'm not really curing quite yet. I'm overlaying the nail with patterns. Again, you don't want them too circular, kind of triangular, kind of diamond shape, but obviously irregular patterns that have some corner to it. Allow the colors to self-level a little bit and put a little bit more marks if you want to. And then you are going to give this nail a full cure. After which case you're going to apply another layer of number 12, the tortoiseshell color by Nail Thoughts. And you can see how much more orange it is now. Again, I'm not personally used to this, but I did like the look. And I think that if you put more of that maroon glass brown on, it really gives it that tortoise look. And you can overlay this as many times as you want to give it more depth. I will caution you though, you can kind of go into a labyrinth and not know when to stop. So just keep overlaying it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think the main tip is not to create circular patterns. Be very conservative with your black is black because you don't want it to be put on the nail like a dollop, otherwise it will not cure. So you have to pat it in a little bit, and you just use it sparingly, and you put it just wherever you want to accent any little areas, any blank areas, and that's it. Again, you can self-level the application with a thin layer of base, or you can do a thicker viscosity top coat so that you cannot see these indents on the nail. Alright, so now we're going to use a different brand, Ageha, and I'm going to be using a combination of both the Vetro colors and also the Nail Thoughts kit. So let's see how this goes. And I actually like this combination better. As you can see, the color here is a little trippy. Like, I'm like, did I get the wrong color? Because it looks green in the bottle, but it's not in the lid. But it turns out it was the same color, so nothing to worry about. And so again, I'm going to use elements from our first technique and then elements from our second technique, and then see what we get. Because I thought maybe the Vetro was maybe a little bit more yellowy, and then the Kokoist one was maybe a little bit more orangey. And not that it was bad, I was just not used to it. So then I remember I ordered this color from Ageha, and Ageha used to work with Vetro a long time ago. So I'm sure she helped design that first jewel topaz. So I was like, well, she must have something similar. So I went to use that Ageha color, one layer, and then I started dabbing the Vetro jewel umber on here, and then I'm gonna use midnight chocolate. And so again, just different combinations, since I cannot do this whole design with just Ageha gel, or maybe I can, I just don't have the colors. So I'm gonna use Vetro's jewel umber, Ageha's tortoise color, this one as a base. I'm gonna use Kokoist midnight chocolate, and then also notice that I'm going to be using, or am using, my smoosh brush, Nail Thoughts Katie Masters smoosh brush. It definitely is like the perfect brush to smoosh around or to dab things on there. So again, just using different products from each of the 2 designs I did prior, and let's see how it turns out. I think I like the Ageha last combination, but you tell me. I like to know. Let me know in the comments section. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed these 3 techniques and using different brands, and that way you know where you can pick up different colors. Maybe you like to do it all with Vetro. Maybe you like to do it all with Kokoist. Maybe you like to do a combination of things. And so here are some ideas. You have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon in this channel. Bye for now.